Hi, and welcome to my rebuild series. Now, as you've seen, I've progressed along with about 7 now, so rebuild number 8 is a Junkers JU87B. It's a famous type design one because it's got the snake down the side of it. It's a Revell model, so it's about a 1969 new tooling in that, and I picked up probably in the latter part of the 70s from my toy shop that sold a lot of stock and a lot of models and that. So yeah, back then didn't cost me too much, but still too much back then was a lot of money. And so I'm going to have a go at that. The issues being that the snake decal has fallen just apart all along both sides of the aircraft, which means the other bits and pieces have come off as well, which is the flight identification, all that. So a bit of an issue. I'm going to try and rebuild that, or I might send away, but I'm going to have a try at spray painting on the side, so that should be a whole learning curve for me. So that's what we're up to. So for those who've come back to have a look at where I'm doing and what I'm doing, thank you very much. For those who've just dropped by, join me on the tour and see how my skills progress from 40 odd years ago when I first put this thing together. So let's have a look at what we're going to play with. And that's the stencil that I'm going to work to by doing a couple of masks. So one will just do the white, and the other one will be cover over the white and cut out the little dark pieces there, which will be the red. So it'll look something like what it was. Downloaded that from the internet, so that's the major part. And then there's the doing the red across and the names and numbers on it, so bit of work there. Cockpit doesn't look too bad. To get rid of the guy out of the gunner's seat and have a look at what's in there. They are pretty basic as a cockpit gunner seat area, so I'll at that. I'm quite impressed that roll cage roll bar there is there, which is terrific. I was looking at that and thinking, oh, I don't have to make that. And there's the hole you can see straight through to the ground, through there, which is terrific. And just make out the instrument panel. Well, it's not too bad. We've got a bit to do. Roll him over and have a look there. It's pretty good. Just got to get rid of that blue like I did on the Messerschmitt 110, the BF110. It is that beautiful pristine blue, and the tail wheel's gone. The radiator. Probably going to have to put the what are those things called? Propeller blades in there on a permanent basis, and I can't make a pin go through there. The engine is there, but probably needs a recolour. So, well, it's I think it was Hasegawa. It was a pretty good kit. Okay, let's have a shot at that. Now, the object of the exercise is to get that down from all the red and the white and the other decals that are left on that side there to make it look like what I've already started on that side, which gets me down to scratched paint and what the like. So we'll do that. We might even do the wing one, I'm not sure, probably will, before I weather it up, but that's what we've got to do. Now I've got a stencil already made there that I'll put the outside, paint it white, and then put the other unit in the centre of it, and I will have cut out the little black zones so that I can spray that red. So got a snake that's the correct proportion to go along the side of the plane, so that's a good start. Right, let's have a scratch and I'll just show you what I'm doing. Not real easy, not real hard, but it's a matter of just hold it steady. And the worst part is that there's a whole stack of external rivets, and that's what you can hear. And that's just no other way of getting this stuff off. Probably use some sort of fluid you can put on this too. There we go, rivets. Fluid you can probably put on this that'll dissolve the decal, but probably take the paint off as well, so it's not worth it really. It's just the worst part is take it off in the green. It takes the green scraping. It's quite an animal as well. You can see there goes the black, but there goes the green as well right underneath it. So I'll show you what it looks like when we get to the end. Alright, we've just had a crack at masking, white stripe. I think we've been fairly successful here. Come on, keep going around. Yeah, so we've got both sides up. The head's in there. Also going to do the rid across out on the wings, and we're right down there even underneath the tail. So next thing, mask again and red dots. So pretty good. Right, said Fred, to all those people who've said that doing your own stencil set outs and everything is good fun. I don't think so. But there we go, and I've even done done a white spray so far. I'm going to put the black on shortly, and we'll have a look at the other side. Have a look at the other side, and we're all masked up, ready to do a lovely little bit of spray painting. Hopefully I've got every sliver, so that if I put a piece of red on there, it's not going to be any indifferent. So, how much fun is that? I beg to differ. But it's done. The objective is to get it back to a display model using this sort of thing. And once I've got this and this one, and then hit it again with all the numbers and the rid across there as well, we'll be laughing. So next job is to mix some paint. And we're in the booth and ready to rock red. Here we go, we're going for about the third coat. On the black.
Bring him around. Yeah, this one probably won't need too much more, I think. We have a fairly good hit in the second coat. Good. Shame I could use the black for some bits and pieces, but I need to strip all this down before I can use it. So we've got the red on. We're going to take all this off and see what the red looks like. And on this side, actually, it's not looking too good. But then again, I want it to look faded. That's not looking exactly like I wanted it to on that side. So, yeah. Alright, we'll have a look once we strip it all down. That's the next job. After we clean that. Right, let's get the tweezers and the other things going and make a stash of masking tape. Okay. Come on. Backtrack up. Right. Not bad. A little bit lopsided there, but I can fix that up with a touch-up. That can go. Let's try to have a look at the other side. Oops, we've lost a bomb. Big fingers. Come on, up you come. Not the best of things, but hey, we'll get better. We can always paint them over and do something with them. Yeah. Sort of okay, but not symmetrical. Now the big one. Let's go. I see what I'm saying. Look at that. Crack. All the way up there. Alright, we have the glue for that. Where the hell did that happen? There they are, the dollop of juice on there. Oh yeah, that just sucks straight in there. Give that the old pressure point. Weird. It takes me away from what my main objective is, and that is pull this masking tape. Okay. That should be pretty good. Go with that. Oh ho. That orange one is the original mask for the white. Alright, one side sort of done. Good. Bottom bit. I think I might be doing more touch up. Then again, it's the first time we've ever done this, so let's have a look. Alright. Start at the tail on this side. I'll put the lid on that thing, and it's sitting right where I'm working. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I was hoping it might be a little bit better, but it's still pretty good. Alright, let's have a shot at it and pull this up this way. A little bit more bleeding on this side too, so probably should have done the paint a little bit more solid than 1.5 to 1. But I wanted to look a bit weathered. I'm bloody happy with my lines though. I've got marked them all in. I got that part of it done pretty much right, which is good. Alright, now the impossible bit, the snake's head. How bad did you go there? But that's not too bad. That'll get covered up with the ink, and that's got to go. I missed that one. Right. How did I put this on? Okay. Yeah, a little bit more there. Yeah. Alright, no more on that. Come up pretty good. Get this side off. I think the engine cowl wants to come off. Eyes. Wheel ones. Okay, now have I got all the masking tape off? Nope. Yes, 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 yeah. Good. Jump back on there for a second, will you please? Not bad. Come on. Why won't you go up there? You're connected to that connects in. Right, how do we do with the mouth? Looks pretty good there. It's got to do those. That's not too bad. The eyes look alright. Paint that, I think I'll just paint that black and that'll be sweet. Looks good, that looks good. Ready. Well, so let that dry. That's it's 100 times better than what it was when I unwrapped it. Poor old flaky snake it was. Okay, so where we're up to, we've completed the snake along the side. I was going to attempt to spray the Vulcan cross and the numbers and letters on the side, and so I've sent away to a chap in Ukraine who has the decals proper for this particular aircraft, so I'll wait for those. I've played in the, I'll say the photos actually, I'll slip them in. I've played in the cockpit area, which is good. So I've upgraded that a little bit. With the little sticks and stuff we do. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, I've played in the cockpit, coloured a few of the throttle movement pieces. So there, and I'm thinking about I've got to rebuild the seat for the rear pilot, because the one he was sitting to, it was stuck to it. So that, but the seat style that he had was incorrect for the model. So we'll be doing that, and I'll stick some seat belts on that one as well. So that should make a difference. Engine wise, I'll leave it as it is basically. But I've noticed there's no down the hole there, no filter, air filter of some sort that's connected. That's why that's there. So I found something that I'm going to recreate and attach to the side of the engine. So I'll bring that up to sort of some sort of visual standard, and the rest of it's good. I've put a bit of oil, panel line accent colours on the top and the bottom. Get it to focus, and some on the bottom. But even with that, I still think it needs a wash of sorts, just to drop that blue colour. I'm not going to do what I did with the Messerschmitt 110, because this thing has, let's see if I can get it to focus, this thing has rivets. No wonder it was so slow. It's had rivets poking up all over the wing. So if I start rubbing graphite across the top of that, I'm just going to end up with something that looks like a porcupine. Okay, so we'll come up with something. Alright, had a shot at dirtying this up with a grey wash from Florey's, and I kept rubbing it over with the brush that I was applying until it was not, until it was not bubbly or streaky. So then just rubbed it down with a cotton wool bud. So that's quite good actually. Almost the same as the other, with a different as the 110 that we did previously, but just a little bit different in the total outcome. So just a different way of doing it. It has stuck, so that's good. I'll be able to spray that on and make it permanent afterwards. Only lost one bomb from knocking it. Just shows you how brittle the old glue is. Right, I'm going to have a go at, oops, don't do that. I'm going to have a go at doing this with a Forey's sand wash. So we'll see what that comes like afterwards. Alright, okay, I've done a wash over that in the sand colour that I talked about, and funnily enough the wash is about the same colour as the brown on the plane, which worked out sort of okay in the fact that it dulled that down, gave it a sort of a dirt look, but also dirtied down the green, which was good. So it's certainly taken it down, even though it's a matte paint, it's taken it down quite a lot. So that's a good hit. Well, now we've just got to put a few things back together, and we're waiting on the decals for aircraft recognition. And we have successfully put in seat belts in the pilot seat. So that's two ends. Rebuilt that seat chair in the strapping mode that it's supposed to be, and put the seat belts on. Time to button up the top. Just waiting on the decal still, and we've done a bit of weathering there to the engine exhaust across the wing, both sides, and also, let me turn him over, a bit underneath as well. So Yep, time to put the cabin on. I've done a gloss coat, so that's all sealed in now. I will do a matte coat on that after I've put the decals on, and we're looking good. There he is. Put him down. He's looking good. That sand wash actually just highlighted the yellow so much better. I know it's glossy at the moment, but it did make the sand colour that I had on it really improve. And thanks for watching up to this point. We'll be continuing on in the next episode.